I'm going to give you just a couple of quick technical signs to look for before uh, people are ready to start buying the metals. Um, Again, I'll say I think this was probably an intermediate top right here. Uh, Back here at the bottom, when I was trying to get people to buy, I told everyone that the weekly stochastics were going to get overbought before um, the the intermediate rally was topped. Back here when price was going down, and nobody could envision a scenario where the metals would turn and rally enough to push the stochastics back to overbought, but you can see it did. So now the exact opposite is going to apply. During an intermediate decline, the weekly stochastics will usually get oversold. Even during the baby bull rally, the strongest rally um, in a in a bull market, uh, this um, this was a very mild intermediate decline, but it still pushed the weekly stochastics back below 50. And since this rally was not able to make higher highs, then I think we have to uh, assume that the weekly stochastics is going to make it back down to oversold before we get our final intermediate cycle low. So I wouldn't be in a big hurry to try and buy the metals. Give it at least 5 or 6 weeks. I think we're going to have uh, at least one failed and left translated daily cycle here before we can get a bottom. So I'm going to say the earliest we want to look for a final yearly cycle low is probably late May or early June in the earliest. We need enough time for this weekly stochastic to cycle back down to the oversold level. And the same thing is probably going to apply in the miners. Again, at the bottom here, I kept telling people when we bottom, the weekly stochastics is going to rally long enough to reach the overbought condition, which of course nobody believed me at this time, but you can see we did. The first leg of this rally uh, was strong enough to push the stochastics back to overbought. And then, I'll say again, during this daily cycle decline, this was just way too steep, way too severe, and that was the first, first clue, the warning bell, the red flag that something fishy was going on in the mining sector, that the banks were probably attacking that part of the metals sector now instead of the futures market. And then we get this rally out of this daily cycle low. Again, more warning flags, more bells going off. The miners were not allowed to follow gold to new highs. That was the next big warning sign that something fishy was going on with this sector. So I'm going to say, again, the weekly stochastics need to get oversold before we start, thinking about buying again. Um, I'm going to say there's a very good chance that this daily cycle is going to break this March low before, just even before this daily cycle bottoms. I would say there's a good chance we're going to hit the support here in this $20 area before the daily cycle bottoms, and they may even succeed in driving it all the way down to test the December low just during this daily cycle. And then we'll have some kind of bounce out of that daily cycle low, but that cycle needs to be left translated, and I suspect the the move down into the final yearly cycle low, the cycle that includes the bloodbath phase. Not only are we going to break these December lows and run everybody's stops, but I suspect there's a good chance we're going to come down and test this support zone here between $16 and $17 on GDX. So that would be are enough to probably push the weekly stochastics well into the oversold level down here, and then that would be where you'd want to look to start buying positions. But right now it's too early. We aren't oversold yet. We have more to go, and I suspect we have at least one more left translated daily cycle before this is over. So I would let the chart of gold be your guide until this weekly stochastics gets down here into the oversold levels. I don't think you want to take any kind of significant long position for very long anyway. You know, if you wanted to day trade it from the long side, you could do that from time to time. But I think the intermediate trend is going to be down now until this weekly stochastic get oversold.